Well, hi, kids. Thanks for spending a few minutes here on another warm Sunday summer morning. Of course, I got to show you a little video. Um, there are more dogs in this video than anything else, but it's actually about a cat. But what's interesting about this cat is it looks like this cat thinks it's a dog.
Rosie kind of leads the pack. Like, anywhere Rosie goes, they come with her and they act as her protectors.
Please tell me that you love me.
We rescue cats throughout the year, and Rosie came in through our rescue.
When we found her, she was a couple days old.
We didn't think she was going to make it. She was just lethargic, weak, not drinking milk.
Like a last resort kind of thing, we put her with Lilo, since Lilo has been good with kids in the past.
As soon as we paired her with Lilo, it turned around. We saw a change in a few hours. She started parking out, and she started suckling on Lilo. That's when she was able to take milk from us.
Lilo kind of acted as her mother and saved her life.
Rosie would just follow Lilo around everywhere. They would eat together, they would hang out together, they would play together. It was actually her idea to put the harness on Rosie. Rosie was probably 5 weeks old. We were just going on a walk, and Rosie looked like she wanted to come along, so we decided, let's try it out. We put the harness on her, put the leash on her, and she just followed Lilo. It was just automatic. Ever since, she always wants to come along. Like, the dogs go outside, she goes outside. It's normal for us. We go hiking, and we go on, long car rides. Anywhere we go, they come with us. So, if we need to go to the pet store to pick up food, we just take everybody with us. Most of the time, Rosie acts like a dog. She'll chase her tail, she loves car rides, she loves hanging out of the windows of the car. She doesn't bark, but she does do dog tricks. She knows high five.
She also brings us toys sometimes, like stuffed animal toys.
Yeah,
And she'll play tug of war with us.
Now, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. This cat was raised around dogs, not other cats. It's going to do what most animals do. It's going to look around and watch the behavior of the animals that interacts around it. It's going to learn from them, and it's going to figure out who it is by watching them. And I don't really know what goes on in a cat's mind. I'm really not sure anybody does. But let's just assume for a moment that this is probably true. That having watched dogs and imitating their behavior, learning what an animal is supposed to do, this cat probably thinks it's just like the dogs around them, just a shorter version of it. Now there's a lesson here, and of course there's always a lesson. It's a children's sermon, not just a watch the video show. That I think we ought to learn is that sometimes we learn things around us just by watching the people that are around us and seeing what they think and what they do and what they feel, as opposed to learning them from some other source. But the trick is, most of the time we don't know what's going on. We don't notice it because, everybody around us is doing it. The cat doesn't notice it's acting like a dog because it's only around other dogs. Maybe if it was around other cats a lot, it would understand some differences. But without knowing what's happening, the cat's being turned into something like a dog. I hope that you are aware as you grow older that the same kind of thing can happen with you. And you won't even notice it. Because everybody around you might be doing something, or everything that you hear might be one thing rather than the other. I remember when I was a kid, I had several friends I hung out with a lot who were very frequent shoplifters. I got to the point that I thought that, everybody does it. It's not really harming anybody, so I really shouldn't worry about it. Well, fortunately, I never actually wound up doing any shoplifting. And eventually, God sort of showed me that no, you don't do stuff like that. It's wrong. But because a lot of people around me were doing it, it seemed right. I had a lot of people around me when I was younger that smoked marijuana regularly. And fortunately, I never thought that it was okay. I was kind of afraid of drugs. I still am. But it would have been really easy for me to say, well, this is just what normal people do, or what normal people think. I've had a lot of people around me over the years that thought people who had a different skin color were inferior to people who were white like me. And it would have been very easy for me to say, they're right. So here's my simple message today. Don't be the cat who thinks they're a dog. Although my opinion would be that that's actually an upgrade from being a cat. But just be aware that there are things around you which are going to seem like they're normal to you. They're going to seem like something that everybody believes. And so they should be okay, and you should believe the same things. And I will tell you that not everybody around you is going to think or feel or do the things that are right, especially not the things that God tells us that we should do or not do, or that we should believe or not believe. And you need to be careful that you just don't wind up sucking down the culture and the actions of the people around you when God has a better plan for us all. Don't become the cat who thinks they're a dog. Become the person who follows God and does what God wants us to do. Because if God created this world and God created us, I'm guessing that he had a pretty decent plan. So friends, have a good Sunday. Try to stay cool, and I will see you next week. Bye.